So we talked about ATE centers earlier. We are the Regional Center for Nuclear Education and Training, RCNET is what we like to call ourselves. We are an NSF ATE center headquartered at Indian River State College, which is in Fort Pierce, Florida. Beautiful place if you've been there, or if you haven't been there. It's a beautiful place. It's about an hour and a half south of Orlando, an hour and a half north of West Palm, right on the East Coast. We partner with throughout the country. We have right now 91 industry partners, 55 academic partners, and 15 agency partners. Partnerships to RCNET are our utmost importance. We build partnerships with industry and academia together. We also build beyond just academia and partners with industry that do not necessarily have an academic partner. So we do that in order to provide resources. We do that in order to provide professional development. We do that in order to get feedback and figure out where we should develop new curriculum in the nuclear fields that we work in. So what is RCNET? Who are we? What do we do? We provide resources to our partners. We provide curriculum, we provide resources, and we provide partnerships. I'm going to break that down a little bit and tell you a little bit about each one. I brought some samples of some of our resources also for you guys. So the first thing we do is we provide curriculum. We have an online website. It is right in the middle there, gonuke.org. And in there is a very, very large crosswalk that we have matched 1,104 of the NUCP ACADs. If you've taught nuclear before, NUCP may be familiar to you. If not, it is the Nuclear Uniform Curriculum Program. And any college that is teaching a 2-year nuclear degree, they are using this program in order to define their learning objectives. So we've matched online resources, print resources, modules and test banks, and also purchase and best practices materials from all of our partners to each one of those 1,104 learning objectives, or ACADs, if you will. This is a screenshot, a snippet of what that curriculum crosswalk may look like. What this is at the top here is actually one of the ACADs. The second one is curriculum purchase that we provided to each one of our partners, our academic partners who are running these nuclear programs. Next is PowerPoints, documents, Excel sheets. It's all available. You can print it. You can download it for free from our website, so that's open source material. Next are textbooks that we may recommend, or the teachers may recommend that they're using, that you can then purchase for your classroom that matches that ACAD or learning objective. And then we also have web-based material, again, that you could go and download or click on and use in your classroom if this was something that you were teaching. Or again, this is a very, very large resource. There's 1,104 of them. So you could do a Control F and find something specifically about welding that we use in nuclear, and then you can find resources that we've identified that teach the welding and the nuclear aspect of what you needed. And so that's a resource that's on our website at gonuke.org. Also with curriculum, we actually just rolled out 3 new modulars we're very excited about. They're securing SCADA systems, nuclear 3D scanning, and nuclear robotics. They are full modules that we have created. There are test banks, there are PowerPoints, there are lecture notes, there are pre and post assessments. Keeping with the nuclear protocol, there are takeaways and topics for each subject. And again, these modules, this is kind of their cover sheet to just give you an idea. They are brand new. They are not on our website right this very moment if you were to go look, but they will be on our website by the end of next week. There are things that you could download, and you could take pieces of them and use them in your classroom if you wanted to teach a little bit about nuclear, or you want to teach about robotics, or you want to teach about 3D scanning, or you could teach the whole thing. You could use it as a self-study. You could use it as supplement material, but again, it's a resource that's available, full module assessment. And we like to give it to you in a format that you can either use it and print it as is, but we also give you the workable file so that you can go in there and modify and make changes the way that you want it to make it work in your classroom. These are some of the resources that we have, and I brought with me in the tubes back here are our STEM poster series. There are 5 of them. The first one is on nuclear careers. I couldn't remember what the 5th one was just a minute ago. Power generation, life and plant sciences, nuclear manufacturing, environmental management. Of course, because we're a center based on nuclear education and training, all of our stuff is tailored to nuclear education and training. However, they are designed to be in STEM classrooms. So you could use them in your STEM classroom. This is exactly what they look like, and all 5 of them come in a nifty little tube like this, so you can take it home with you. I brought some. You're more than welcome to grab them off the table. It's a resource that we provide. If for some reason I don't have enough with me, I only brought a sample of them, please go to our website, request them, we'll be happy to send them out to you. But all 5 of them, you don't have to request them 5 times, all 5 come in the tube. What's really nice is we're talking a lot about careers. This middle one that's in yellow talks about nuclear specific careers, and they're in the high-tech industries. These other 4 high-tech industries. Also what I brought with me, and you're welcome to grab off the table in the back, this is our Nuclear Maverick STEM textbook. It features 9 nuclear pioneers, people who are working in the nuclear industry, who have had long-standing careers. They've worked 30, 35 plus years in the nuclear industry. And we developed this out of a need from feedback from our partners. And a lot of the feedback I heard from some of you guys about the next generation coming up. They don't understand, they don't, we talked about they didn't have the interpersonal skills. They don't, one of our feedbacks greatly from the nuclear partners was that they didn't have ownership, they don't have pride. They have this highly technical career in front of them and they don't own it. They just feel like it should be given to them. So this goes into depth of these 9 pioneers that we interviewed, and we had written their stories in here. And we've got somebody who was on the Nautilus over in Antarctica. So his story is in here. And these are people that they're passing on the good and the bad of their careers, and it's firsthand experience. So this is also something that I've grabbed. I brought about 10 of them with me. Again, if you don't get one, we're happy to send you one, and it's available on Amazon also if you want to get an ebook. But it's really nice. We did develop a full module for this also. So there's several different ways that you could integrate this into your classroom if you just wanted to teach it by one chapter, if you wanted to make it supplemental, if you wanted to make it enrichment, if you want to make it a discussion or a group presentation. We've provided the outline for that. We've provided the rubric for that so that you could go in there and use this the way that it works best for your classroom. And this is just kind of some of the literature that we have on it that tells you about lesson delivery, gives you some of the ideas of how it could be used in your classroom. And again, with the True Nuclear format, we also have lessons learned for each chapter. So that's a really key factor. When you're teaching this, you could do a class discussion based on these lessons learned and use that for your review and use that for your rubric standards if you wanted to also. We do student presentations and competitions. Again, some of the stuff that I heard yesterday, I was like, hey, we have an answer to some of that if you'd like to go and look at it. And I know a lot of the other resources that were available had some answers to those too. So we do have a presentation on our website about human development and the effective domain. And it was written and produced by a gentleman who was in the Navy, and he served at the Navy Nuke, and then he was also teaching at one of our partner colleges. And he had a very strict program, but his graduates were known in the nuclear industry for being very well developed. They understood the nuclear culture, and there is a culture that goes with being a nuke. So they understood that culture even though they were just coming out of college. So we tapped into that as a resource, and he developed a video for us that we then can show to our partners that explains how to teach that effective domain, how to teach those soft skills, how to teach that human development element that is sometimes not always transferable in a technical curriculum. So we've developed that. We have an RCNET career assistance video touching more on the soft skills with resume writing, interviewing, and getting your first job, getting hired. And that's a video that we've shown to students. It's about 45 minutes long. So it's a little lengthy. It's not a 5-minute, Snapchat, I think, that gets sent out. But it's a little bit longer, but it does go into those skills that may be missing from that technical, where we're focusing so much on the technical. This is more of the soft skills. And it does prepare students. What are they looking for in a nuclear resume? What are they looking for in a nuclear interview? What type of terminology should you be ready to hear? What type of questions should you be ready to answer? So we've kind of helped try to address that head on in that video. And then about twice a year, we run a nuclear e-challenge competition. This has been really successful for us. It's something really fun too. It's aimed at high school, and forgive me, not middle school yet, but high school and state college, community college students, where they watch a video that we created about introduction to nuclear. They take a pre-assessment and a post-assessment. We then count all of the different ones from different schools and teachers, and we award a money prize to the class that has the most enrolls, the most ones who have taken the post-assessment. It really helps us get the word out about nuclear, what kind of jobs, what kind of careers, what nuclear is, what the opportunities are in nuclear. And then it really helps the classroom because it actually puts funding right back into their classroom. So these are some of the resources that we have. Those are screenshots of the videos that are up on gonuke.org. And this is a screenshot of the nuclear challenge. We're not running this right this moment. We'll probably run it again in the fall. Summer, we don't really, there's no classes. So we really don't get too much involvement in the summer, but in the fall we'll run this again, and you'll take a look at that. It's a really neat way to implement nuclear into your classroom, STEM into your classroom, and to get some money for your classroom without box stops if you're into the box stops. Okay, and the last thing that we do is partnerships and services. Partnerships are so important to us. We act as a conduit between academic and industry partners. So we're headquartered at Indian River State College. We have a very successful electrical power technology program, EPT. Our industry partner is RCNET. James Auld is somebody that we work very closely with. So we help replicate that at all of our academic partners. Through the MUCP, through RCNET, our academic partners are also paired with a very strong industry partnership. That partnership is not always easy to establish. There's always a need, there's always an answer, and sometimes the bridge between is not easy to connect if you're not talking to the right people, if you're not talking about the right things. Since we have established such a successful partnership, we help our partners also establish that partnership. And it's crucial in order to make these programs successful. In order for there to be a pipeline for the job and the workforce in your area, there has to be a successful partnership. So we work very strongly with our academic and industry partners to build that and to make it work in their area for their model. We also do program startup for schools that are looking, or maybe their utility has approached them and said, we could use a pipeline. Maybe you guys could run something for us. They'll come to us, we'll do benchmarking with them, they'll walk around our school, we'll show them what we do, we'll show them curriculum, we'll give them, I don't know how many times we give them a book, and at first you're like, their eyes, they just get really big, but it's a book of all of the learning objectives, and we could do the syllabus of all the different courses that we do, why our partnership is structured the way it is, so we help them benchmark our program. We do a lot of outreach events. We promote nuclear, not only locally, but we promote it within our region. And if you look back at that map, our region, even though we say region, is really the entire United States. We have partners all over the place. So we do outreach to promote diverse workforce pipelines, underserved populations, women, of course, and minorities are what we do events. The most recent one was a Men of Color event that was really successful at IRSC, where we invited students from our 4-county area to come to IRSC. We partnered them with a mentor at IRSC, and they were able to go around and look. And we targeted students that didn't have the GPAs to maybe go on to a university just yet. So we targeted students that were looking to come to a state college and look at the technical fields that we offer that would really benefit from an AA or an AS degree, a 2-year degree, and then a career. We partnered them with mentors on the campus, and they were able to ask questions about the fields, the technicalities. What do you do? How does this work? What's the training going to take? How long is the training going back? Because that's an important question. So it was really successful. We got a lot of great feedback. That's something, again, we're looking to replicate at the end of the next school year. That was a Men of Color. We're actually looking to do just females of color also at that point too, and replicate it in that sense. And then we also do professional development. Our most recent professional development was last week. Since we have partnerships all over the country, we tend to do our professional development depending on different places in the country that are attractive to our partners. Last week we were in Asheville. We did partnership on professional development on all of our modules that I showed you, those 3 new ones that we just developed. And those were about emerging technologies and implementing them into your nuclear classroom or your STEM classroom even. And we had high school teachers there, we had college professors there, we had deans there, we had VPs there. So we provide that professional development and that introduction to new and emerging technologies so that they can then bring it back to their classrooms and implement in their classroom. And again, we give them all of the resource and workable files so that they can then go and rearrange or take pieces of it or teach the whole thing how it works best for them. And then going forward, we've actually created a very successful model. We started out with Power Gen 5 years ago in 2011 when NSF funded us. Going forward, we're looking to expand into environmental management. That's why the posters are more than just Power Gen. Life and plant sciences, and of course, we're going to continue with Power Gen, growing our curriculum, making the changes in the trends that match the industry and what the industry needs are. And that's it. I didn't want to keep you too long, but I do have resources. My resources are here for you guys to take. I also have a brochure that has just our basic information and our website. And I'm Joann. If any questions come up, please feel free to email me or contact me. I'm more than happy to help.
Thank you very much.